A question I get asked a lot is how I keep my dogs away from my collection. So first, my dogs are actually pretty good around my collection, and they generally know to respect it. Cody doesn't even care about anything that I have. Nova also doesn't care. Dakota's really the one that I worry about the most. She won't necessarily take one off the shelf, but if she is bored, she does like to go after the tiny ones. And she also likes noses. So she has unfortunately ripped the noses off of a few plush. Luckily they were really cheap ones. So when I'm not around, I use blankets and sheets to cover everything. And as for teaching your dogs not to go after stuff, I don't really remember exactly what I did, but I think the biggest thing is since my plush look a lot different than their toys, I think they can kind of tell the difference between mine and theirs. The biggest thing I had an issue with is Squishmallows, and I think that's because Squishmallows did look really close to their types of toys. So I would recommend getting toys that don't look like your plush. Dogs are smart, so eventually, they will be able to learn and pick up stuff like that. Dakota and all my dogs were desensitized from a young age to my collection anyways too. So they grew up around this and they always knew not to touch it. And if they did, I would just redirect them to one of their toys. Another thing I have an issue with is the Ty Beanie Babies, and that's because I did give Dakota some Beanie Babies when she was a puppy. So she kind of sees them as toys, but she won't go up to the shelf and take it off. But if it's on the floor, she will grab it. But that would be more my fault for leaving it there, which doesn't really happen, but it has happened a couple times as they've fallen. There was a point though that Nova knew not to touch any dog or wolf plush. He would go after other animals. I do have a few non-dog plush in my collection, and when he saw those, he would think that they're for him. And as for the figurines, I wouldn't have to worry about that since they're not, they don't have any toys like that. But of course I am careful with this around them, and they still are covered when I'm not here. Hope that helped. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.